cryptocurrency very applicable in our daily life. And all that, ladies and gentlemen, it will be one of my best insights in the coming few days from now. I'll be able to outline and be able to share with you my amazing insights to this new syllabus of DeFi that I'm introducing. Okay, so let's go. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's first understand, if you have made a decision to be part of crypto, you have made a decision to be part of crypto, it is important for you to basically understand what you are involved into. Because many people, when they get into cryptocurrency, they never understand what they're involved into. Number one, what is crypto? Simple, crypto is digital money. Okay? And when we talk about digital money, we are talking about money that cannot be touched by your fingers. How is crypto safe? Crypto is safe is because it is stored on a blockchain. And what is a blockchain? A blockchain is a hack-proof method of storage of information. That is number one. Let's go to two. How can we store our crypto? We can store our crypto through what we call crypto wallets. Okay, we can be able to store our crypto into what we call crypto wallets. Okay, now let's just dig deep into some examples of crypto wallets. Exchanges like Binance, Lbank, Ucoin, Bikonomi, Bybit, name it. They are not crypto wallets. They are not crypto wallets. They are not platforms that are meant to keep our crypto. They are only meant to be used for a short time. Okay? If someone decides to keep their crypto into exchanges, they are risking it a big deal. But we are going to talk about later. Okay? So for you to participate in crypto, there is some few things. You need a wallet, an area where you're going to keep your crypto. And for you to be able to keep your crypto on a wallet, it is a very simple. You don't need any link. You just need to understand that crypto wallets could be cold wallets. A cold wallet is a physical, tangible wallet. You can touch it with your fingers. It means that your crypto is being kept offline. Then we have hot wallets. Hot wallets, these are wallets that could be accessed as applications on your phone. They could also be accessed as what we call crypto extensions on your desktop. For example, if you want to use a laptop, okay, if you want to use a laptop, you need what we call a wallet extension. For example, a MetaMask extension, a Trust Wallet extension, a Token Pocket extension. I have seen people who try to download wallets onto desktops. They don't work. So you need what we call a Token Pocket wallet extension. And for you to register a wallet, you don't need a national ID. And that's why today, in today's class, I'm going to be defining what is DeFi, what is decentralized finance. How many of you are still following? We have started a new journey of learning about cryptocurrencies in a better way. Give me a 2 in the chat if you are following, because now the lesson has started. Yes, I've been quiet for some time, but I'm back in the game. I'm now back in the game, okay? I'm now back in the game, okay? If you are following, drop me a 2 in the chat. Drop me a 2 in the chat. Beautiful, beautiful, fantastic. So make sure every day, 10 a.m. East Africa Standard Time, you are here. We talk about cryptocurrencies. We talk about this. Let us educate the world. Let us make this world a better place, okay? And basically, that's what I believe in as a person. I don't believe in hype. I believe in information, because information is the game changer when it comes to cryptocurrencies. Okay, so now, for you to be able to use a wallet, I've told you, is like your crypto bank. It is where you are going to keep your crypto. But for you to have safety about your crypto, there are a few things. Number one, yes, now wallets have upgraded, but I will start with the basic. Number one, you download a wallet. Wallets are many. Some wallets use the same as specific for certain blockchains. But before we dig deep, ladies and gentlemen, into wallets, how did we reach here? Where did these wallets come from? How did we adapt the wallet-based system? I want to take you back to history so that you can be able to connect, okay? I don't want to move with hype. I want to take you back to what happened so that you can be able to connect, okay? All right, so let's go. I have said it several times, and I'll say it here, that Satoshi Nakamoto was not the first person to try to bring digital transactions. Satoshi Nakamoto, the founder of Bitcoin, was not the first person to try to bring digital transactions. Digital transactions started way low back, but there was a problem, and that problem was called double spending. Julius, what do you mean by double spending? It means that someone could send me, let me say, $1,000 and I add a zero, then it becomes $10,000. Okay? But digital transactions, or how money could be sent from one person to another person electronically, was not started by Satoshi Nakamoto. Years back, transactions were happening people were trying to find solutions on how paper money could be turned digital. Okay, so Satoshi Nakamoto was not the first. But why do we talk about Satoshi Nakamoto? Why do we talk about Bitcoin? Why do we bring Bitcoin into the sequence? Why do we bring Bitcoin as one of the biggest ever innovations that happened into the crypto market space? Number one, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time ever, an electronic technology was brought into the space. And this electronic technology that was brought into the space, number one, it returned authority to you and me. Okay? Number two, it gave the ability and the power that transactions could happen across the world borderlessly without any jurisdiction. So transactions could happen borderlessly across the world. That is one of the things that Bitcoin brought. Number two, I'm taking a little bit about history. Bitcoin had a limited supply. Bitcoin has a limited supply, 21 million Bitcoins. And it was able to bring into the crypto market space that since it has a limited supply, there comes in the economics of demand and supply. That the economics of demand and supply, basically and purely, when there is increased demand and there is decreased supply, automatically the price of that particular asset will go up. That's why even I may not discuss what happened on the 10th of Friday, where people say that the China-US scandal is the one that caused the market to fall down. I repeat, it's a no. What caused the price of the market to go down, ladies and gentlemen, is leveraging. People over-leverage the market, but I think when I get time, I'll dig deep as to why I told you that when it comes to this cycle, avoid leverage. Because the crypto market space has changed a lot according to my perception about cryptocurrency for the last 4 years of consistently participating in cryptocurrencies. But I want to bring to your concern that when Bitcoin was brought it had problems it solved. Number one, yes, it had limited supply. Number two, yes, it provided borderless transactions. Number three, yes, it was a hedge against inflation. People were able to buy or to bring their fiat money, which is paper money, into the space. And when they brought paper money into the space, over time, their money could gain more value compared to paper money. But Bitcoin had issues it never solved. And number one, it was very hard for someone to create any other cryptocurrency on the Bitcoin blockchain network. And that's why Ethereum came into the puzzle. Ethereum, I may not take you through this guy, the founder of Ethereum, who was a writer of the Bitcoin magazine by then, that was able now to realize that, wait, before we move far, there is a gap needed to be filled. And that's when Ethereum came into the play. And when Ethereum came in, Ethereum opened up a new sector, ladies and gentlemen, that we could talk about. And that new sector is what we call decentralized finance. Could you type the word DeFi in the chat? DEFI. Could you type for me the word DeFi? DEFI. Could you type for me the word DeFi in the chat? DeFi. So Ethereum introduced DeFi. That's why when we are trying to compare cryptocurrencies, when we are trying to talk about cryptocurrencies, number one, we move into DeFi because DeFi brought in a new wave, okay? Brought in a new wave on how people could interact with cryptocurrency. At first, it was all about buying, selling, storing, but crypto was not put into use into our daily lives. Be able to use crypto online, be able to transact with crypto online. So the coming of Ethereum introduced a new wave that, number one, people were able to do what we call tokenization. Julius, what do you mean by tokenization? You have an idea, because that's what crypto is all about. You have an idea, and you want this idea to happen on the internet and to be an idea that has value. And that's why at the start of this journey, we must talk about the three things that have shifted the internet. I know you already put data, but when you put data, that's where everything ends. You are able to provide information like I'm providing information, but I'm not able to benefit from the information that I'm providing. The platforms that I'm using, for example, Zoom, for those of you who are watching me here on Zoom, for those of you who are watching me on YouTube, for those of you who are watching me on TikTok, it doesn't matter. I'm providing information, but I'm not able to benefit from this information. The owners of these platforms leverage my information for their own benefit, and that's what we call Web 2. Web 2. We are users of the internet, but we are not part of the internet. Give me a 2 if you are following. Give me a 2. Give me a 2 if you are following. We are users of the internet. We put data onto our phones. We use the internet, but we are not part of the internet. Does that copy? So blockchain technology now brought in a new wave. And the new wave that is Web3. I use the internet, but I'm able to benefit from the internet. I use the internet, but I'm also be part of the internet. And how do I be part of the internet? Is the use of cryptocurrency. Hello? Are we following? I am part of the internet because when I adapt cryptocurrency using the internet, now I'm part of the internet. When I buy my Bitcoins, I own my Bitcoins. When I buy my ONF, I own my ONF. When I buy the Ethereum, I own the Ethereum. Although Ethereum is seated onto a blockchain on the internet, that Ethereum is mine. Hello, give me a one if you have understood that. When I buy Bitcoin, that Bitcoin is mine, it's my own asset, although it is on the internet. But when I use TikTok, when I use YouTube, when I use Zoom, do I own them? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. When I use WhatsApp, when I use Facebook, when I use TikTok, when I use Zoom, when I use YouTube, I don't own them. They even have a right. They have a right to say, get off our platform, get off our Zoom, get off our YouTube. What you have shared, we don't need it here, because they are centralized platforms. They are centralized platforms. They are platforms that are owned by the CEOs, that are owned by the institutions of those founders. But with Web3, ladies and gentlemen, when I buy my Bitcoin, I own my Bitcoin. I have full ownership of my Bitcoin. I have full ownership of my ONF. I have full ownership of my Ethereum. And so, in 2015, Ethereum introduced a new wave that allows cryptocurrencies to be practically used in our daily life. And the only way is that for you to participate, you need somewhere where you can put your crypto. So when I buy my Bitcoin, I can store my Bitcoin on my wallet. When I buy my Ethereum, I can store my Ethereum on my wallet. When I buy my Solana, I can store my Solana on my wallet. Is that clear? Let me know in the chat if that is clear. So for me to participate, number one, I will need a wallet. It could be a cold wallet. It could be a hot wallet. It could be a desktop wallet. I told you a hot wallet allows you to be able to move money easily. So I need a store of my own crypto. And so where DeFi is coming in is, how do you put your stored crypto into use? When you buy your crypto and store it on your MetaMask, when you buy your crypto and store it on your Trust wallet, when you buy your crypto and store it on your Token Pocket, how do you put your crypto into use? And that's what we are going to be able to discuss into this very long syllabus that we are going to be able to talk about. Okay, so let's start from here. What is DeFi? In traditional banking, lenders and borrowers are legally required to know each other's identity, and the lender assesses the borrower's ability to pay back debt. If you go and open up a bank account in any bank of your choice, there are two things. There is a borrower and a lender. But the lender assesses my ability to borrow in money so that I will be able to pay back. But DeFi turns the paradigm on its head for maximum privacy. DeFi changes. It changes everything. DeFi changes everything. DeFi says everything must be private. How many of you love a private life? If you are here and you are like me, you love life that is private. Let me see in the chat. That when you get your property, let me see if people love privacy. Because what I'm discussing with you is going to give you not only ownership, but privacy. So DeFi changes everything. For example, when you go and be able to dig deep, you'll find that in DeFi, nobody assesses your potential to either borrow or lend. Nobody. So DeFi was introduced by a gentleman called, by a lady called, was first introduced by a lady called Brenda Foster, a co-founder and a chief technological officer of the Hammer Labs in 2018, in an article announcing DeFi, a community of decentralized financial platforms. So when they were introducing this in 2018, after Ethereum had come 2015, DeFi broadly talks about a category of financial applications built on top of an open, trust minimizable, programmable, and censorship resistant networks. I'm going to explain these in details. Number one, when we talk about DeFi, we are talking about applications that are not controlled by a single entity. For example, if they switch off TikTok, who can say no? Is there anyone? How many of you have lost your WhatsApp? And you need to write to the support of WhatsApp and they don't return your account? Because there is this restriction. But with DeFi, with the decentralized finance, ladies and gentlemen, these applications, they are applications that are built on a blockchain, and they are programmable, meaning they have been given a program, and they are not restricted by anyone. So these applications further the legacy financial system and design entirely on a new case system. DeFi fundamentally involves a brand new monetary system built on public blockchains. In this syllabus that we are going to take for the next close to 4 months of your learning, we shall dig deep here. And if God allows, we shall certify you. We shall be able to take you through what is a private blockchain, what is a public blockchain. But let me go slow for today. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is a new system. It is a new system. And this new system is designed entirely for new cases of money. So it brings in a new monetary system that is seated on a public blockchain. A public blockchain is not controlled by anybody. So the vision is to let anyone transact as they see what is happening anywhere in the world. Does that make sense? Anybody transacts, and you can be able to follow out what is happening elsewhere in the world. Okay? That's what we mean. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let us start from here. In the real world, we have financial applications. When you go and open up a bank account, you receive what? You receive an application that allows you to transact. But let us get a difference between DeFi applications or decentralized apps and traditional financial intermediaries. For example, interoperability. DeFi projects, I'm explaining, DeFi projects can fit together like pieces, innovative, like they can, in a DeFi project, you can get so many things combined together. For example, if you are participating in Oracle DAO, for example, now, Oracle has a U card. This U card is a physical Visa card and it is a digital Visa card. You can use it to purchase goods online, but still you are using the Oracle protocol to earn money, and still you have a card involved. I don't know. I'll try to go. So it allows develop new ideologies in the same project, but also allows more innovation to happen in the same project. Those of you who have gone through the Oracle protocol, for example, let me try to see if I could share my screen for those following on Zoom so that you could see. I want to try my level best. I am doing an introduction. Let me just go token pocket very fast so that I show you. Those of you who are following on Zoom, you'll be able to see that when you come here on your favorite, on your Oracle, Oracle is trying to show you this is now a decentralized application, that they will be able to introduce narrative engines, AI agents, debunk, security token hubs, the insurance, DEXs, DAO Treasury, credit marketplace, global pay, SocialFi, and they're telling you more is coming. Why do they have this power? Because one decentralized application can be able to do a lot of things within it. I don't know if people are able to follow. It can act as a social hub where people can converse. It can act as where you can borrow. It can act as a global pay. It can be able to generate money for you when your money is on you from your wallet. It can be able to use to convert from one crypto to another crypto. It can be able to be used as an AI agent. So decentralized applications are filled with innovation. You can have decentralized exchanges, you can have stable coins, you can have prediction markets, can be combined to create an entirely new product within the same product, and everything is onto a blockchain. Number two, permissionless. Anyone is permitted to join and participate. There is no intermediary preventing you from transacting when it comes to decentralized applications. Anyone. That's why those of you who are listening to me, with as low as $1, as low as $1, you can participate in DeFi. There is no restrictions that these are the rules. Anyone. It is permissionless. Anyone is permitted to join and participate. There is no intermediary. There is no middleman that is preventing you from transacting. Number three, no humans involved. The rules governing a DeFi applications are written on a smart contract and deployed to a blockchain where they are executed as a computer code. No humans are involved in what we call DeFi applications. No humans. There is a smart contract which are self-executing codes. For example, let me show you. If I want to find out, these are my tokens. Those of you following on Zoom and YouTube, these are my tokens. If I want to find out what is happening on my tokens, I tap on collection. And when I tap on collection, I can tap on every trade that has happened, and I can closely follow up every transaction openlessly, permissionlessly. I don't need to text the service, please, what is happening? Please, where did this come from? Everything from to the transaction hash code that has happened the last 5 seconds, everything is purely seated on a blockchain. There is no support, there is no middleman, because everything was applied on a self-executed agreement. Ladies and gentlemen, the next point is transparency. When it comes to decentralized finance, we talk about transparency. What do I mean? Anyone can audit the code that makes the DeFi app work. Anyone. For example, If I want to edit the code of the Oracle DAO, okay, this is their what? This is Binance Smart Chain Explorer. I want to audit. Where does this code come from? What do? I pick the contract address. So how do I pick that? I go to an open, I told you permissionless open. Let me go, I'll go to CoinMarketCap. Then I pick the name of the token, which is ONF. Then what do? I go to about. When I reach here, I go to the contract. I copy the contract address. Then I paste it here. Bingo. It will tell me it is the contract. Okay. Okay. More information. Here is everything. The contract, the event, everything is here. So let me tap on the contract. And when I open the contract, there is the contract source code. The contract source code. This is the contract source code. I'm talking about transparency. Transparency. Anyone can audit the code that makes a DeFi app work. What is making this app work? If you have time, you can come and access the contract creation code. The contract creation code. What the person who created this decentralized application, what he used, how it works, everything is accessible. Number 5, global. Decentralized applications can be accessed no matter where the user is. Can you imagine? It is not limited. So if you're already in business and you were worried someone is in which country, can they be able to access the smart contract? Can they be able to access a decentralized application? There are certain countries where certain apps don't work. But this one, it is international. It is global. Anybody, everywhere can be able to access a decentralized application. Although local regulations may vary, most DeFi applications are available to everyone, anywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, last but not least, flexibility in users' experience. Unlike traditional banking, you don't need to go to a physical building. You are your own bank. You are your own bank. You are your own bank. Once you have a decentralized application, you are your own bank. You participate in decisions that happen with your own money. In centralized exchanges, which I will discuss later, you find that you are limited. The exchange says you are not be able to transact with less than $5, $10. But in DeFi, I can even send you a quarter of a dollar. Everything is happening without a central authority. And in the past, we have had examples that are being used into the crypto market space. But before we go into those, I want to give out some broken records. When Ethereum started as one of the first areas that were able to open DeFi, well, we have had decentralized applications that have really provided a better services. We have had like the MakerDAO. I think when I get time, I'll dig deep into the MakerDAO. One of the most significant DeFi applications that are on the Ethereum network. It was an open source project that lets developers create DAI tokens. I have had people make noise, but there has been a DAO in the past still available called MakerDAO. And MakerDAO, it was an open source project that let the developers create DAI tokens that were pegged on the US dollar by over-collateralization of digital assets. And as we speak, by the time I need to do some little research, the MakerDAO was seated at a value of more than 9.7 billion. If we check it right now, you'll be surprised. It is in hundreds of billions of dollars. And what was happening is that the MakerDAO protocol that was created, that was seated on a smart contract, was allowing people to create DAI tokens. And these DAI tokens is one of the stable coins. It stores value. It is used as a medium of exchange. It's a unit of count. It's a standard for the different payment systems. We have had other DeFi decentralized application like Synthetics, which is a protocol that let users create and exchange synthetic versions of assets like silver, like gold, and traditional currencies like the British dollar and the US dollar, and it trades on the Ethereum blockchain. And it has over now hundreds of billions of dollars that are locked on its chain. These collateral assets that were called synthetics were backed on the Ethereum, on the Ethereum base as CNS tokens. So ladies and gentlemen, when I am talking about DeFi, when I'm talking about decentralized applications, in the past, people have been able to make billions of dollars. And that's why it is upon me to come and open your eyes. It's upon me to come and give you the world you don't see that other people are trying to close, but they are creating billions of dollars outside there, but because of lack of information. There is another decentralized application called Compound, which is a decentralized protocol of money markets on the Ethereum blockchain network. And it is a blockchain based on borrowing and lending, meaning that you can lend your crypto to others and earn interest on it. It is the same thing happening with Aave. It is a lending and borrowing protocol. Lending and borrowing protocol, and the total value that is seated on Compound is over hundreds of billions of dollars. So anyone can supply an asset to the compounding liquidity and start earning interest. I have had people who say that to survive in crypto, you need to be working hard, sitting on markets. It is not necessary. Because in the past, like I've shown you, the MakerDAO was allowing people to create DAI tokens. Now, the compounding, once you are able to provide liquidity onto their ecosystem, strictly, you can be able to make money out of that and earn interest. So the compound protocol is set aside 10% of interest paid as reserves, and the rest goes to the supply. And people are just trading these tokens online. And so what I'm trying to bring to your concern, ladies and gentlemen, if you have got into DeFi, you have decided to come into decentralized finance, it is important for you to understand that you are not the first person. Millions of people across the world have been participating in different protocols, in different decentralized applications that are having different user cases. And people are able to make profit out of it. I have had people who say, but why is it that I'm making money without me doing anything? But your money is doing something. You know, in the past, I have lived the philosophies that for me to make money, I need to put in my physicality. But ladies and gentlemen, allow me tell you, it is important for you to allow your money work for you. Does that make sense? Give me a 2 if it does. There is no reason why I should wake up every day, make money, and then not use in the book written by one of my beloved philosophers, the richest man in Babylon. The richest man in Babylon. You know, I'm introducing a new syllabus to the crypto market space. This book, written by George S. Clason, The Richest Man in Babylon. I don't know if I may have the time to quote. Hey, let me see. Let me see. He says in one of his, I want to take you back. In one of his, in page 23, The Richest Man in Babylon, there is a statement, but I don't know whether I'll read all of it. Okay. He says that, as for study or going to school, did not our wise teacher teach us that learning was of two kinds? He says, one kind, that when we went to school, didn't our teachers teach us that learning is of two kinds? The one kind being the things we learned and knew, and the other kind is being the training that taught us how to find out what we did not know. That there are two things, there are two ways you can learn. Number one, there are things that you learned and you knew, but there are also a training, the ability and the power for you to learn things, to find out things that we did not know. And he says in his book, therefore, I decided to find out how one might accumulate wealth. And when I had found out, to make this my task and do it very well. When I read this book written by George S. Clason, and this book is not a book for today, because this book talks about Babylon, the ever-existed city that was filled with a lot of stuff, ladies and gentlemen. But he says that, I like this statement where he said, I decided to find out how one could accumulate wealth. And when I had found out, to make it my task and do it very well. Ladies and gentlemen, you learning what you don't know is one of the important tasks that can change your life. But that's not where I wanted to go. It's something I was looking for here very fast, but I may not find it. I'll just cut it up. Okay, it says that every gold piece you serve is a slave to work for you. Every gold piece you serve is a slave to work for you. Every copper it earns is its child that also can work for you. If you become wealthy, then what you serve must earn, and its children must earn. That's all my help to give you the abundance you crave for. And you deciding to participate in DeFi, you deciding to understand how the Oracle DAO works, ladies and gentlemen, you are getting your money to become your slave. And the power that is seated in the Oracle DAO protocol of compounding automatically makes the gold pieces, the children of the money you have made, also to work for you, compounding indirectly. Your making of money should not require your physical ability. It requires you understanding on how you should be able to generate wealth. Listen, guys, I like this. He says, you think I cheat you for you being long nights, people who work hard. But the knowledge you are learning is a game changer. So I think I will Okay, I think I'll continue with this later. Let me get back to what I was trying to define to you. So, ladies and gentlemen, participating in DeFi, learning how DeFi works. And let me start with this, and it will be my end for today. Having built a strong and a clear understanding on what is DeFi, the ability to be able to enjoy financial services onto the blockchain. Number two, being able to understand that these decentralized applications are permissionless. They don't have any humans involved. They are transparent. They are global. They are flexible. And they have interoperability, meaning they could be able to have a lot of other services involved in them. Giving you examples of practical examples that have existed in the past, like the MakerDAO that allowed people to create DAI tokens onto their decentralized applications. Then we talked about other protocols like Compound that allow people to borrow, be able to lend. That's why in the Oracle DAO protocol, there is a credit card which will allow people to borrow your money, use your money as you are able to earn on that, and everything is not controlled by anybody. It's moving on a digitalized or on a smart contract. All this, it is now important, ladies and gentlemen, for me now to talk about how to use DeFi. It will be my last topic for today, and I'll call it a day. But how many are learning? Drop me a 2. Drop me a 2. Drop me a 2 if you are learning. Drop me a 2. Okay, a 3, because I'd used the 2 before. So drop me a 3. Let me see if you are learning. Okay, someone says could be able to mix Luganda and English. I will host a Luganda session, I think at around 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. East Africa Standard Time. I'll be able to do a Luganda session. So this is a purely English session. But I'll be back here for you guys, for the Luganda people, to be able to share with you. Well, I'll be joining the 8 a.m. Luganda session here with you from 8 to 10. With courtesy of my other leaders across the world. Okay, now how to use DeFi. To get started with DeFi, you need to get a wallet. You need to get a wallet. There are different wallets. It could be a wallet that supports the Ethereum network. It's like Airtel network, MTN network, but this is crypto on a blockchain. So Ethereum uses very well the MetaMask wallet. The MetaMask wallet. Ethereum. There is a Phantom wallet that uses so much the Solana blockchain network. We have one of the leading tokens today, BNB, that uses the Trust wallet. It uses the token pocket wallet. But currently, as technology has evolved, you find that different wallets use so many networks. For example, when you go to your token pocket, there is the blockchain network, there is the SUI network, there is the Ethereum network, there is the Binance Smart Chain network. All those different blockchains. Remember, I told you the difference between a coin and a token. A coin is built on its own blockchain. A token is built on the other mother blockchain. Okay? But then I'll get this. So, if you are using a PC, then you need what we call a browser extension. There is what we call a MetaMask extension, a Trust Wallet extension, a Token Pocket extension, okay, or a Phantom Wallet extension, a Tonekeeper extension. So PCs, you will need an extension. Simple. Number 2, you create a wallet. How do you create a wallet? You download. Once you download, they give you 12 words phrase. They give you 12 word phrase. Don't take screenshot. Don't store them on your email. Write them down. Write them down. I even have a safe storage for my 12 words phrase. Keep them safe. So that when you lose your phone, simple. You just pick your word, pick your notebook, download the app, put in the 12 words, bingo, you are in your wallet. And business continues as usual. And this is how it will allow you to interact with a Web3 application, an application built on a blockchain. And one of the apps built on a blockchain of Binance Smart Chain is the Oracle DAO application. So you'll be able now to access the services that we are enjoying with the Oracle DAO. So the main categories that DeFi protocols provide, they provide lending, they provide borrowing, they provide stablecoins, they provide exchange protocols. But recently in 2021, and that should be my major starting point tomorrow, in 2021, there was a new shift in the DeFi ecosystem. The first ever digital transformation application known as Olympus DAO introduced a dynamic economic changing application that changed the atmosphere of DeFi, and it has created a lot of multi-millionaires. So tomorrow, yes, in DeFi, people can borrow, people can lend, people can have exchange protocols. Maybe you want to lend out your cryptocurrencies. You want to, for example, when some of you know this token called YFI, the Yan Finance, my brothers and sisters in China, they call it the China Bitcoin. You remember in the 2021 bull run, this went higher than Bitcoin. Its price went higher than Bitcoin. Yeah, it has put everything. You could become a yield farmer by earning governance tokens as a reward for lending out your crypto. Yield farming. And I believe, I think I need to take off some time and come and talk about yield farming. When you go to Yan Finance, you could be able to, because it has aggregated all these in one place, you could become a yield farmer by earning governance tokens. So some of you, when you are participating in the Oracle DAO protocol, you go and buy tokens off the public atmosphere in exchanges, come and lock these into the ecosystem of Oracle, and you are able to earn more Oracle tokens, which you can go back and sell onto the ecosystem, onto the open exchanges. But this has been happening. But in 2021, there was a game changer that changed everything. Okay? A game changer that changed everything. I think I will be able to dig deep into that. And I will talk about money market protocols. What are those money market protocols? How money market protocols work? Because I've seen many people, because they don't know what we talk about, they talk as they want. So I thought to come out and be able to talk about the money market protocols, flash loans, and DeFi arbitrages. I'll talk about decentralized exchanges and aggregators, how they work, and how Oracle DAO very soon will be introducing its DeFi protocols. I'll talk about popular decentralized exchanges that are common today. I'll talk about yield farming and how the Oracle DAO is aggregating that into their system. I'll talk about derivatives and synthetic assets and how they work. in this syllabus and how you could be able to participate and make some cool money. By the end, I'll talk about decentralized asset management protocols. I'll talk about decentralized asset management protocols. I'll dig deep into DeFi. Then I'll do a DeFi tutorial with you guys. It's going to be a very long syllabus. So every day, 10 a.m. East Africa Standard Time, please be here. And I think it will be a long syllabus. I'll go practical. I will show you how all this works. And I will dig deep into smart contracts, but along the lines, I'll still be digging deep into why you participating into the Oracle DAO positions you to an amazing future. It's 1 hour since I've been here, and it's enough for today. See you tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. And tomorrow, apart from that, I'll dig deep into the Oracle DAO and what the future holds. So tomorrow, we shall now start from understanding a new wave into the DeFi protocol that started in 2021 through the Olympus DAO, how it works and how this is encrypted, or how this has been able to be brought up by the Oracle DAO, how it positions you and me to an amazing future, and your participation makes an amazing sense. I love you all, ladies and gentlemen. Enough for today. Tomorrow, the syllabus continues, and see you there. See you in the future, because, ladies and gentlemen, with the Oracle DAO, the future is amazing. So make sure you are not staking alone. Make sure you are staking with a friend, ladies and gentlemen, so that you can be able to collect more tokens. Imagine when we started, let me show you something unbelievable. We are earning tokens. Let me see if I could find my token pocket. People are busy sleeping on a gold mine. Okay, so let's just go back. Yes, go back, go back, go back, go back. Okay. Share a link, guys. Look at these free 132 tokens collected. And not only that, check here on the DAO, 18 tokens collected. And I'm not very smart, just that I know what to do when I find the right opportunity. So if you're already in the business, imagine, let's go by, I don't know the current price, and the price doesn't matter. So I have 132 plus 18 tokens, which is 150 times the current price. Maybe it is 21 or 22. And it goes back to 30. What about when it goes back to 50? So participate in your own success, understand how dynamics work. These have been applied in the history. Every gold you earn is your slave. And the copper it makes is the slave. And its children it makes is the slave. Once you make money, your slave to work for you, you never work for money. Money works for you. And you don't need much. You need small. You start, you grow, you increase, you grow. You make money work for you. People have asked me, what do you do for a living? Why should I make money and then go and look for money? I make money, then I order my money is my slave. I'm not a slave for money. Why do you want to be a slave for money? Why do you want to be able to make sure that it's you who's chasing the money? You are the slave. So once you make, no matter how little it is, if you understand the philosophy that written in this book, The Richest Man in Babylon, then you get that little, send it to work, it becomes your slave, it becomes your slave, it becomes your slave, it becomes your slave, it becomes your slave. Once money becomes your slave, then the rest is history. You don't need it to go and be the slave for money. The money becomes your slave. And once money becomes your slave, money is not the problem, because your slave is at work. So if my slave is at work, I don't need to chase money. I order my slave to do what I was supposed to do. And as long as I'm working smart, the rest is history. Those of you following us on Zoom and on YouTube, see you tomorrow, 10 a.m. East Africa Standard Time. With that said and done, I sign out, Crypto Ambassador Julius Kabanda. See you, ladies and gentlemen, in the future. Make sure you don't stick alone. Make sure you stick with your family, with your friends, and everybody around you. Thank you so much. Love you and good day.